While I'm in the dressing room, 5 minutes before I come out, my gloves are laced up. I'm breaking my gloves down. I'm pushing the lever in the back of my glove. I'm breaking the middle of the glove so my knuckle could pierce through the leather. I feel my knuckle piercing against the tight leather gloves on the Everlast boxing glove. When I come out, I have supreme confidence, but I'm scared to death. I'm totally afraid. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of being humiliated, but I'm totally confident. The closer I get to the ring, the more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. All during my training, I've been afraid of this man. I thought this man might be capable of beating me. I've dreamed of him beating me, but I always stayed afraid of him. But the closer I get to the ring, I'm more confident. Once I'm in the ring, I'm a god. No one could beat me. I walk around the ring, but I never take my eyes off my opponent. I keep my eyes on him, even if he's ready and pumping. He can't wait to get his hands on me as well. I keep my eyes on him. I keep my eyes on him. I keep my eyes on him. Then once I see a chink in his armor, boom, and one of his eyes may move, and then I know I have him. Then when he comes to the center of the ring, he still looks at me with his piercing look, and as if he's not afraid. But he already made that mistake when he looked down for that 1/10 of a second. I know I had him. He'll fight hard for the first 2 or 3 rounds, but I know I already broke his spirit.
Hit him, Mike, hit him! Hit him.
This man was a killer. He came in to destroy you, and you knew it.
The bell rang, and he banged his gloves together, and all you could see were his eyes, and they were ferocious, and he ran across the ring.
You know, you're in trouble the minute that he's stepping in. His skill and his execution was like thunder.
Oh, what a left hand!
Kid Dynamite. He hits you like a stick of dynamite and your head blows off.
Oh, what a shot!
He was a guy without pity. He did not give a shit about the guy he was fighting. Nothing. He would destroy an opponent.
He was dynamic, savage, ferocious. Mike Tyson wanted to kill people.
Mike Tyson was willing to die in that ring. So you've got to be prepared to do the same, because Mike Tyson is one bad mother.
He's a scary son of a bitch. Plain and simple.
I think Mike Tyson was the greatest freak that's ever existed. I don't think there's ever been anybody like that.
I agree.
The Marvis Frazier fight, you remember that fight?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
That was as close to a murder as you could watch on television.
When you start
by 3 judges, the referee does not score, scoring on the round system, supplemental 4-point scoring system if the rounds wind up even, and the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Tyson comes out slugging.
He comes out smoking like Marvis's father, Joe. Marvis must move or we're going to be out of here very, very quickly. Uppercut, and Marvis is hurt.
Frazier is down. Joe Cortez moves in to have a look, and he's going to stop the fight. It did not last 20 seconds.
Well, you watch those combinations he throws when he's training with Cus. There's a video of him. I think it's, I don't know if it's Kevin Rooney or Teddy Atlas or who's working with him, but he's throwing off combinations on the bag, and he's probably like 18 years old. And it's like, and you're just watching these ridiculous, ruthless, violent combinations like no one has ever thrown before.
Nobody thought Buster was any kind of opponent at all. He had a reputation as a quitter, as a guy who wouldn't train, as a guy who was going to cave after Mike hit him on the chin with a punch.
It was a joke. People couldn't remember if his name was Bubba or Buster. Nobody was paying attention to this guy.
One sports book in Vegas, one, puts this fight up 42-1 and gets no action. The greatest upset in boxing history, if not in sports history.
It's over. It's over.
Mike Tyson has been knocked out.
Unbelievable.
Rob, and it's like
one of the incidents that happened in my life, you know, when I was younger, and that's like with me forever. Like, I'll remember this. It was just like a little boxing match, but it was like life-changing, right? And so y'all know who Mike Tyson is. And at this point, like, Mike Tyson had never lost a fight, but he was different. He wasn't like a finesse fighter. He grew up like in a bad neighborhood. He was upstate New York, living in a detention home. And this cat used to come out with like black shoes, no socks, little shorts. And within like 1 or 2 rounds, you knocked out. Like everybody, he just bop, bop, they just drop it to the ground. And so the little thing was, if you didn't catch Mike Tyson fight like in the first or second round, you missed the whole thing. So when you knew Mike was fighting, you had to hurry up and get to the TV. But this was a little different. This guy right here, Buster Douglas, matter of fact, the reports say that Mike wasn't even supposed to fight him. He was supposed to fight somebody else. But this was like a fight in between until he could fight, I guess, Holyfield or whoever he was trying to fight. So Buster Douglas was a no-name. But the crazy thing is when you study the story is that this dude's mom had told everybody at the beauty shop that her son was going to be Mike Tyson. She bragged, right? And he like, Mom, chill out, this Mike Tyson. No, he knocking folk out. Like, don't do that. You know, keep your mouth shut. Mike Tyson is like undefeated. But what happened was just a couple days before the actual fight, his mom died. Right? I need you to hear what I'm saying. Just a couple nights before the fight, Buster Douglas' mom died. And so Buster Douglas was like, look, Mom's died, Mom's was bragging, I gotta win this fight. So Mike Tyson knocked my man out. Nobody in the history of boxing, when Mike knocked you out, nobody gets up. Nobody gets up.
Tyson, that's one of the few uppercuts he's landed in the fight. We've been looking for that all night. Oh, that's a nice uppercut that time. That drops Buster Douglas. The count's up to 2 and 3 and 4. His eyes, from where I'm sitting, look fairly clear. It's up to 7 and 8. And here it is at 9. Is he going to get up? Yes, he does. All right. And the bell ends. The 8th round. What a round for Mike Tyson.
This dude get to about 8, 9. He like kind of just like, you know, barely up. My man was like, are you straight? Can you go on? Because I'm telling you, Mike about to knock you out. He was like, I'm good. I'm good. I can do it. I got this one. Right? So he gets up, they fighting again. And then I don't know what happened, but somewhere around the 10th round, my man Buster Douglas does what no fighter has ever done in the history of Mike Tyson fight. He knocks Mike Tyson out.
Nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this. He's knocked Mike Tyson down for the first time in his career. Mike Tyson hits the canvas. He's in big trouble. He may not be able to recover. It's up to 7 and 8. He's not gonna make it. Unbelievable.
After Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, listen to me, this is the craziest thing. Everybody started beating Mike Tyson. Like, listen to me, you're not hearing me. Nobody could beat this guy until Buster Douglas proved he could get beat. And what people found out was Mike Tyson's strength is if you can last at least 5 rounds with this cat, he ain't got no more juice left. Like, the reason he knocked you out in the first 5 is because he don't have no stamina. And if he can't get you in 5, he can't get you. And all you gotta do is outlast him. There's some things in life that all you gotta do is outlast him. And if you can just you ain't gotta swing, you ain't gotta be going through it, you just gotta learn the secret of how can I survive these next couple rounds. Because if I can get past this, then I can knock him out. And they asked Buster Douglas at the end.
Why did it happen, James? Because I wanted it. Why? Why did you win this fight that nobody on the planet gave you?
Because his mother.
In what way?
God bless her heart.
Yeah. Let him go, Larry.
After he got knocked down, I said, you can't let him beat you.
You want to go, James?
No, let him talk.
Are you saying, I mean, you came out here more animated than we've ever seen you, more focused than we've ever seen you, and you're crediting it to the fact that the death of your mother just what? Focused your mind what?
I was already focused, you know.
Well, what surprised you from the get-go? What were you going to try to do from the get-go?
That's what I did, whip his ass. You know, I mean, you come to fight, I come to fight. I told you in the room, I said that it was time for James Douglas to come out of the closet.
But it seems you had
you know, I told you that I also had times where I had great fights that would come back with 2 or 3 different fights that was mediocre, you know, and I would leave a lot of doubt I don't blame you guys. You guys go on what you see. You understand? But I know, and my people know, that what the real James Douglas is all about.
Every
Amen.